What's up, y'all? It's Nightmare Baller 1, and this is my review of Best in the World. I gotta be real with y'all. I did not like this show as much as all these other people did. I'll be real. It was cool, but it was just. It seems like I had a problem with almost every match on the card except two of them, and that's it's not really a good thing. But let me just get right into it. The opener was Colt Cabana versus Tommaso Ciampa. This was alright. It was a little boring at parts, but it wasn't that long either. That's one thing I will give this show. None of the matches except one were really long. It just seemed like, wham bam, thank you ma'am, let's move on to the next. And this didn't need to be that long, so I was cool with it. About 2.25 stars. It had its high points, but it wasn't nothing special, to be honest. All right, then next we had Mike Bennett versus Jay Lethal. I didn't even really like this that much. Like I thought it was alright. It was cool to see Jay Lethal and the reaction the crowd gave him and all that stuff. I liked the ending. I liked the little tribute to Macho Man Randy Savage. That was cool. Jay Lethal, like, he was having a great time, and it was nice to see him have a great time because he was in the downward spiral known as TNA. So more props to him. But yeah. It's like 2.75 stars. It wasn't that special either. It was just alright. The next we had Homicide versus Rhino in the No Holds Barred. I think it was like Barrio Street Fight or something like that. This was alright too. Well, this is good. I call this good. I had a good time watching it. People was like, this match is gonna suck and all that, but it's Rhino in a street fight in Hammerstein. It's like ECW Rhino. It's not gonna be that long, and something devastating will happen. As every time you saw Rhino, that's what you got, and that's what we got here. It was what it was. I'd say 3 stars. There was some parts of it that just really didn't work, to be honest with you. But I like the end. I like the post match angle. If Homicide really can't work for Ring of Honor anymore, that was a good way to write him off. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, whatever. This was good. The next we got one of the high points of the show. One of the definite high points of the show. Steve Corino comes out, and he announces that Kevin Steen's in the building, and then Kevin Steen's in the crowd, and everyone's going nuts, chanting Mr. Wrestling. He's coming out, and as soon as he gets to the guardrail, because he gets there to try and hop the guardrail. Soon as he gets there, he's met by a wall of security and Jim Cornette. And Jim Cornette's like, you got to leave, son. You got to get up out of here. And he shakes his hand and he leaves. And he was escorted out of the building according to Kevin Kelly. Then Steve Corino and Michael Elgin have their match. Another okay match, like 2.5 stars. Not really that special. I like the finish. Michael Elgin just destroyed Steve Corino at the end. And then the House of Truth destroyed Steve Corino even more. And then Kevin Steen comes back into the arena. He hops the guardrail. And the cameraman did a terrible job because we pretty much missed him coming back into the arena. Because I think he was confused too. He just got the camera back on the ring. And, yeah, like that, Kevin Steen, he goes to town on the House of Truth and all that stuff. But that's not the highlight of this. After he does that, he even kicks Truth Martini, which is, pretty cool because he deserved that. But that's not even the highlight of this though. Like, Jim Cornette comes back out there along with security, and I guess they're trying to throw Kevin Steen out again, but Corino grabs the mic and he's like, wait Jim, don't do that. Let him talk. Let Steen talk. And then he tells the whole crowd to start chanting, let Kevin talk, let Kevin. Then the whole crowd starts chanting it, and then Jim Cornette reluctantly says, okay, all right, he can talk. And then and then he grabs the mic. He's like, I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm not gonna take too much of your time. It's been something I've been wanting to say ever since I was released. Or to Steve, to Jimmy, to all the fans, to all the boys in the back, to you, Jim Cornette. I am Kevin Steen, and I am an evil man. And fuck Ring of Honor. and then he hit Steve Corino with a package pile driver, and it was amazing. The whole crowd, the crowd popped crazy for this. and then security grabbed Kevin, and they pretty much like carried him out of the arena. And Kevin shooting the bird as he's getting carried out of the arena. It was one of the images from this entire show I'll probably never forget. That post match angle is the second best thing on this show, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was a definite highlight of this show. You know what I mean? And next we got, then after that we got intermission. They was checking on Steve Corino, which was a good time for them to do it. It really seemed like something that believable to go on intermission. You know what I mean? Like, for people that don't really watch Ring of Honor, they've been to the shows or whatever, they're not used to seeing an intermission. You know what I mean? But that was actually a good time to do it because Steve Corino sold that well. So yeah. Alright, the next we had the World TV title match, Christopher Daniels versus El Generico. Yeah, I didn't even really like this as much as everybody else did. I give it like 3.5 stars. I really liked the ending. I like the one part. Like it kind of took, it kind of caught me by surprise. I guess when Daniels did the spot where he did the face buster on El Generico. El Generico took out the dude, the photographer. That was nuts. What happened? What happened? Yeah, but yeah, after that, Daniels was convinced he won the match, so he went outside and put on the belt. And then after he put on the belt, Generico got back in the ring. And I like Daniels. He said, what, do I have to kill you? Well, you want to die in front of all these people? And then afterwards, he went for the BME. Generico got the boot up. He hit Daniels with a Yakuza kick. And then after that, he hit over the top rope brainbuster. We got a new TV champion. The right man went over. Generico's going to bring a lot of prestige to that title. He's, like I say, he's the best worker in Ring of Honor, at least in my opinion. Even though the two dudes in the main event, they did a lot to try and disprove me. But let's just put it like that. That was a good match. That was, like 3.5 stars. I did not like it as much as everybody else. Then next we got the one match that I was just like, will this end? Will this end? Will this end? Don't get me wrong. This is a good match. But it just drug, and I did not like the booking in this. I really just did not like this match. Just did not. I agree with the kid. I just watched this. I agree with the kid. When I say the kid, I mean Big Red. He said that this should have at least been someone besides the Kings of Wrestling in the final two. Even if it was the Briscoes, you know what I mean? Someone besides the Kings of Wrestling. Because you knew, as soon as it got down, the Kings and World's Greatest Tag Team, you knew the Kings had no chance of winning. The finish of this match was weak. If that's the World's Greatest Tag Team new finisher, no. This is weak, man. This is I gotta be honest. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't a good match. It was. I give it like 3.5 stars. I did not think this was great at all. It was just way too long, to be honest with you. Way too long. It was some cool parts with Kenny King and Shelton Benjamin though. That was cool. But this match was too long. Too long, and I didn't like how it was booked. That's just me. To be honest with you, as much as I like the Kings, they're my favorite tag team on the whole planet. Probably one of my favorite tag teams of the past 10 years. Or 5 or 10 years. But I'll say 5 years. 10 years is pushing. They wasn't tagging that long. But I say like 5 years, you know what I mean? But they should have been the first team eliminated, to be honest with you. If Shelton and Haas were gonna retain, they should have been the first team eliminated. That's just being honest. But then next I move on. The crowd wasn't into this at all. And like towards the end, the crowd was quiet. I don't care what anyone says. That crowd was quiet because they knew it was no chance the Kings were gonna win. So whatever. Some people might have liked that match more than I did, but I almost hated it. I'll be honest with you. I was just kind of ready for it to end. And now, granted, I was watching this show 3 o'clock in the morning, so that didn't really help things. But and for all those that are interested, I won my Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament. Yeah, I kind of killed it. But anyway, I was watching this show like 3 in the morning, and this didn't help. You know what I mean? Like this match was just too long and a lot of dead air. So I wasn't really feeling it. I'll be honest. The next we got the ROH World Title match. Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards. I was right. Let's put it like this: it would be hard for Davey to top this title match in his title reign. This was amazing. This would, like I said, definitely be Davey's most memorable match. That's just what I think. I will be shocked. I will be shocked if he has a match unless him and Eddie face each other again. I'd be shocked if he has a match better than this with anyone else. To be honest with you, it was a lot of just storyline and emotion going on in this. Like the fans there, they really couldn't appreciate. I mean, I know. I'm not trying to downgrade what y'all saw live. I'm pretty sure y'all felt like it was special live. But when y'all watch this again and y'all hear some of the things they were saying to each other, like when a good example was when Davey had Eddie Edwards' leg tied up for a dragon screw, and he hesitated, like he didn't want to do it. Eddie was like, do it. You know what I mean? Like do it. He started slapping him. He was like, come on, do it. And then Davey did it. He went to the top rope, and he looked down at Eddie. He was like, and Eddie's leg was still caught in the rope. And then Davey went to the top rope. He looked down at him, and he told him, you asked for this. And he hit him with a double stomp. Just little stuff like that. And then there was parts in the match where they were like face to face talking to each other, and then he was like, and then I heard this. I mean, most of the time you're calling spots in that predicament. I'm pretty sure they were too. But I overheard Eddie was like, this is what I wanted. This is the deal. I've never been more alive. Something like that. He said, I've never been more alive than right now. Something like that. And then just different stuff like that. It was so cool. And then the finish. Now, I'm pretty sure the New York crowd was like, okay, this is weird. Like that kick to the face and then it's over. But if you saw the way they were building towards it, like Eddie was kicking out of everything. Like Davey was trying to pretty much kill him. Kicks to the head. Just it was this one part where Eddie got tore up and he kicked out on one and no-sold it, and I went nuts. And cause I was for Eddie, man. The whole time, I won't even lie to you. I was for Eddie. Like, I won't even sugarcoat it. Like, I like Davey Richards a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely one of my favorite dudes on the roster. Probably the second best dude on the roster. I won't lie to you. Like, this man is amazing. But Eddie, like I said, Eddie Edwards is probably my favorite dude in Ring of Honor. And I wanted him to win even though I knew he wasn't. And then like when the match started, it was like 50-50. And then as it went on, Eddie was getting booed, and I was like, oh God. I feel so alone right now. And then when Davey won, I felt a little dejected, but then the post-match promo was absolutely amazing. I won't lie. It seemed real. A lot of times you can tell when things are kayfabe in pro wrestling. Like people are just saying stuff, to get the crowd to pop and be over with the fans. But I really felt like Davey Richards meant everything he said in that promo. You know what I mean? This show, even though I really had problems with everything on the undercard, I only think there was one great match on this show. But the great match on this show is probably my match. Well, ain't no problem. It's my match of the year. A 5-star classic, at least in my opinion. Like, words can't describe how much I was into this match. It was like late at night. I was getting tired. I probably was. I was actually really tired. But I watched it, and I loved every second of it. So, y'all take that for what it's worth. And, yeah. But, y'all, I'll catch y'all later. Would I recommend this show? I would definitely recommend that main event. I would recommend the show. I would, with the main event on it, because the Steam moment, and the three main events are all the first two main events are really good. And some people thought the tag title match was great. I'm not one of those people, but that main event, man, that main event is just worth it alone, man. Just for the overall emotion behind the show, I give it like an 8.5, 8.25, something like that. I can't go 9 or anything like that because, to me the show just wasn't, that great. I had like issues with almost every match, so I'm just saying. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.